Let's get back into our JSE results service now. In the Power Lunch Johannesburg studio is Benjamin Mophatlane, who's the CEO of Business Connexion, whose half-year results came out earlier today. Let's have a quick look at these interims. They're to the end of February, of course. Revenue up 8% to just under 3 billion South African rand. Operating profit up 11% to 145 million. Operating costs down 9.5%. Benjamin's in the Power Lunch studio. Benjamin, overall, was it a satisfactory interim period?
It was a very satisfactory interim period, Lindsay, and good afternoon as well. If you look at Business Connexion, traditionally we've always had a stronger second half, but this time around we've started very well. It's been a solid start to the year. The only disappointment for us has been obviously the services side, but that's been because of the delays in the award of contracts.
Let's have a look at some of the way that you present your results. It's always interesting to me when you don't talk about the actual semantics of the numbers. You say something like this, which is the financial year had an exciting start and we are enormously proud to see the passion and energy of our people, which is great. And also you talk about, first up, the acquisition of Integrate IT Proprietary. How important was that to you?
Well, Integrate has been very important for us. If you look at Business Connexion, traditionally we've always played in the enterprise space, which obviously is the large blue chip clients. With Integrate, we're able to play in the mid-corporate, which is obviously one of the fastest growing parts of the sector of our economy. So it was a very important, they bring over 300 skills to us, but more importantly for us as a business going forward, it's a sector or mid-corporate market which we haven't played in.
The other thing that you highlight as well is the Nigerian initiative. You say the launch of data center services in Nigeria back in February of 2013 was a major milestone in expanding your business on the African continent. Why is it a major milestone? Is this something that you see as a sort of a foothold in the Nigerian market and also will give you a platform for the rest of Africa?
Well, if one looks at Nigeria, obviously it's a place that it's exciting. It's got the demographics, it's got the numbers. But I mean, a lot of the growth that has come in our sector, and I'm talking about telecoms included, has been driven by the mobile. IT services player like Business Connexion finds itself in a very good opportunity to grow that market. For us, the excitement is also because we've also been given a tax break in terms of that offering, of the cloud offering going forward. So it's very exciting. We've also lined up 3 other telcos who've signed up to provide those services to small to medium enterprises in Nigeria.
Is that the sort of thing that you see yourself as a niche player in? In other words, the small and medium-sized businesses, is that something that maybe some of the bigger players, not to say you're not big, but some of the really big players don't focus on and you're nimble enough to take advantage of that niche?
Well, I mean, for us, it's a new area, but it's an exciting area. I mean, traditionally, as I said, we've always been very strong in the enterprise space. If you look at Business Connexion, it's always been a feast of famine approach in terms of the big clients and the big contracts. With the small to medium enterprises, allows us to actually go for volume and also improve on the margins as well.
Divisionally now, let's go through that if we can, the semantics of these numbers. Let's start with the services division. How did it perform?
The services division, from a revenue perspective, it went up, but I think from profitability, this time last year, it was sitting at 107 million rand, and for this period, it was sitting 84. So a little bit of a disappointment in that because I think if one looks at the results, we could have done even much better. The result of that is because of the delays in the award of the contracts. The pleasing aspect of it is that we've won quite a significant deal in the public sector, 420 million rand outsource, which obviously will see the benefits in the next 6 to 12 months.
Okay, technology now. This was a division that's come from a loss of 7.7 million for the comparative period last year to a profit of 13.1. How have you managed to turn that around?
Well, if you look at the technology business, I think the key there is the change of leadership. 12 months, 18 months ago, we changed the leadership and we've been able to bring somebody who's got experience in that business. A gentleman by the name of Daguli, who spent quite a lot of time at Work Group and Pinnacle. And he brings a lot of expertise in terms of dealing with vendors, in terms of aligning vendors with Business Connexion as well. And although the revenue, as you see, like for like from last year is down, I think the pleasing aspect, as you said, is being able to turn around from a loss last year to a profit. We certainly believe that the quality of earnings is starting to come through, and we're not necessarily chasing the volume. The key thing for us is just to have the quality of earnings, and that's certainly come through in the 6 months. And we believe that going forward, that business will still continue to deliver.
Innovation division now, it's a 9.3% contributor to operating profit. All business units, you say, within the division have performed according to expectations, and yet revenue flat at 244. Do you hope that it'll perform better over the next 6 months?
Well, I mean, the revenue might be flat, but the profitability has come through. In the next 6 to 12 months, we believe that the revenue will pick up. In that space is actually IP that we own. So some of the things that we do is that we do billing system for municipalities across South Africa. We've also got a switch. We've also got the payroll for the South African government. So from an annuity point of view, the annuity revenue of that business is stable. And what we're just working on is efficiencies and the profitability.
Finally, let's have a look at the outlook. It says here, Business Connection continues to benefit from its expanded client base and also cross-selling opportunities, of course, very important from its recent acquisitions, and presumably in the future you'll see even more benefits from that cross-selling from these acquisitions that we've already spoken about. The group's African footprint, you go on to say, is growing with the launch of its cloud services in Nigeria, as well as a growing presence in all other African countries. So what is your focus going to be now? More acquisitions in order to increase more cross-selling opportunities, more geographical expansion? How are you going to approach the future?
Lindsay, if one looks at this result, I think what's also underpinned, and I haven't mentioned, is also the Canon, which is our managed printing offering. And that business has also benefited out of the cross-selling opportunities that has existed within the larger group. Our next focus in terms of the continent is to bring the cloud offering in Kenya. We're very pleased that the elections in Kenya went extremely well, and the stability in that part of the world. Kenya is very important for us as East Africa's largest economy. That's where we're going to be taking our cloud offering. We plan to launch those end of June, beginning of July. We're very excited. We believe that there'll be a lot of growth going. We've seen a lot of opportunities, and we continuously starting to sign new clients in that part of the world.